Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Aravaipa Rides podcast. We're doing another Jen Laughlin update here. So if you haven't seen the first one, it's not mandatory, but maybe recommended to go check out the first one that we did with Jen. Jen, welcome back to this update pod. How's your mountain biking been going?
It's been going as good as it can go.
Okay.
I have definitely been learning a lot.
Yep.
Recently, I did go on a ride with my friend Andy, who's been in a lot of the reels that I've made.
Yes.
On the Rides Instagram. And her husband came, who is a very good mountain biker.
Okay.
And I almost felt like it was a lesson. Like he was
Nice.
giving us, so what do they call it? The mountain bike world is called like sectioning or
Sure.
sessioning?
Sessioning. Yeah.
Okay. So we were doing that.
Okay.
And it was so wild. I actually learned that I have more gears on my bike than I
The whole
knew
nother
I
ring.
had, which was really funny because I do have the
Yeah.
older bike with a gazillion
Sure.
rings.
Probably
on
running
it.
21 by or 7 by 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I didn't know I had more. And so
Okay.
it was awesome because we were working out at Lost Creek Trailhead.
Yeah.
And at one point he goes, "Do you guys see a lot of mountain bikers out here?" And because it's all mountain bike made trails
Yeah.
out there, mountain biker made. And we were like, "No." And he's like, "That's because mountain bikers don't come here." He's like,
Okay.
"These trails are actually really hard."
Okay.
So immediately it actually really made me feel a lot better about myself. Andy
Sure.
and I were both like, "Hey, like maybe we're doing better than we think."
Yep.
But he pointed out like what we thought was like an easier way to go was actually a harder way to go because of the terrain and the way the loose rocks
Sure.
and there was like no way to grip and all of these things. So we were working on different sections
Okay.
and things that I thought I could never do. Like we would just do it over and over and over, and
Yep.
then we would make it. Both of us would make it.
Awesome.
So that day was awesome because it gave me a lot more confidence.
Yep.
But then shortly after that was Cocodona.
Yes.
And then I
A
got
little busy.
very, very sick after
Oh,
that.
goodness. Yep.
And then we left for a trip. So I didn't ride. God, it was probably for about 3 to 4 weeks. I
Okay.
don't think I rode. Got back from my trip.
Yep.
I went yesterday.
Okay.
One
Very
month,
steady.
1 month from the race day.
Right.
And I chose to ride in the hottest time of the day. And
Sure.
it actually it was fine.
Okay.
I felt actually pretty good. I was feeling fit still. My legs felt really good. But then the heat definitely snuck up on me.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got pretty sick to my stomach.
That'll
I was
happen.
like, "Oh my God, I'm fine. This is so great."
Right.
And then all of a sudden I was like, and I'm not fine anymore.
Okay.
So I have a lot of heat adapting to do.
Yep.
And I need to go on some longer rides between now and the race
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
But it's been going good.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll get back to that. I actually want to go back a little bit before what you're just saying. So on the first podcast when you came on, you were really just sort of, you had been doing it for a while. It'd been a few weeks at least that you had been riding and doing a few of the first reels and stuff, but you weren't still comfortable on the bike.
Yeah.
So my first question should have been, how's that gotten? Like just the comfort level of being on the bike and riding on the dirt, not on a,
Yeah.
smooth, has that gotten better?
It's gotten better, but it's weird. I feel
Okay.
like some days my balance just doesn't feel right.
Okay.
So, I can't remember if we did go one time after, actually. We might have gone another time after Cocodona possibly, but I
Okay.
was sick
Mhm.
and I was just wobbly.
Yeah.
So I crashed in a weird place.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
made it up this hill that was kind of a challenging hill before, and I
Yeah.
got up it, and suddenly, like, I don't know, my front tire hit something, and I just fell over, like, down a hill.
Oh boy.
And it was hysterical. Like, the bike was on top of me, and I'm like, I don't know how I was totally unscathed. Like,
Yeah.
I fell on rocks and all
Oh, boy.
sorts of foliage,
Yep.
desert foliage, but I was fine.
Okay.
It was more just funny.
Okay.
And I think that day I just felt a little off.
Okay.
So when I went yesterday, I felt really good, even though I hadn't gone in a long time. Like my
Mhm.
balance felt really good. And I went on an elbow of a trail that I hadn't been on before, which
Okay.
was, part of the beginning of it. I got off my bike and because there was these huge boulders, and I'm like, I'm not riding on that. I was by myself. I'm
Yeah.
like, if I crash, I'm out here solo.
Yeah.
But I did go down a part that, honestly, I think I was riding it and I was like, I mean, I wish I had a camera on my face because my eyes were like bugged out. And I'm like, but I got down it and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. Like
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Very cool.
So I do feel like I am getting a little better. I have
Yeah.
a lot to learn still,
Okay.
but I'm slowly getting better and it was so fun. Like just getting out yesterday, I hadn't been out in a while
Right.
and I was like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
have missed this.
Good.
So I mean, I'm falling in love with it for sure.
I was
Like,
going to say
this is-
that's
yeah.
you're rounding a corner when you say I missed it. Like,
Yeah.
that's not just like I'm doing an assignment for my for work kind of
Yeah.
thing, or trying something new, but I don't plan on going any further than the
Mhm.
race. You know, if you miss it, that means there's something turning on in
Yeah.
in your psyche that says
Mhm.
that you really like it. Um, have you tried? You're out by White Tanks. You live out in the West Valley a little
Yeah.
bit. Have you been riding there at all too? Just to talk to. I'm asking because of the difficult trails at Deer Creek. White Tanks obviously has a lot of trail, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
trails, and they're technical enough to be like learning. You know, you can session them just the same way.
Mhm.
Nothing too difficult. You know, a few washes that you can learn, like your downhill and your uphill, and kind of like climbing out of a punchy, you know, a little bit of a punchy wash. But then, you know, plenty of miles of just like getting some good riding in.
Yeah.
Too. Have you tried anything out there? Have
Um,
you taken Andy out there, or she taken you out there?
We have ridden into White Tank Regional Park from Verado.
Okay.
And we haven't actually done that in a while because it's like it's a long day and
Gotcha.
I haven't had time and I know I need to get a few of those in
Sure,
before
yeah.
the race because it's a long time in the
Yeah.
saddle and but we have made it out. We could take the Maricopa Trail into the park
Okay.
and I've ridden on mule deer, which you know is
Yeah.
a lower
Yep.
trail.
Yep.
But I haven't done that in a while, and I really want I will be getting out there soon to do
Okay.
it again.
Yep.
Because it is great. It has like all the different terrain out there.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever try anything other than that because I've been out running or hiking, and I've seen mountain bikers who have gotten lost on goat camp.
No kidding.
Yeah, somehow, you know, and I remember seeing them and I was going up and they were trying to come down and they were off their bikes and I was thinking, oh my God, like you guys
Right.
are crazy. And I say, how did you ride down? How are you riding down this? And they're like, actually, we're not. They were two separate mountain bikers. They
Okay.
weren't even together.
Not together. Okay.
And both of them somehow took a wrong turn
Okay.
and they ended up at the top of goat camp. One of them was on a single speed.
Oh wow.
And he was like, honestly, I'm not riding down this. And the lady was like, I'm not riding down it either. I'm like, you
Okay.
guys aren't together? They said, no, we're not together. We
Just happened to run into.
happened to take wrong turns and they were coming down
Okay.
it. So, I mean, but I think people do ride down that,
They do.
which is,
Absolutely. Yep.
that is completely
Hardy
next level.
hardy souls to go up and down
Oh
and,
my
and
God.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how that's even possible.
Yeah.
Like, there's some things I see and I'm like, I'll never be able to do that. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Sure.
So, but no, like the lower White Tank trails, I think are great
Yeah.
for me. Still, they're hard for me.
Sure.
A lot of the Lost Creek trails, like there's that where we go on Lost Creek, we stop at a certain point because
Okay.
I know, because I don't even know what the trail's called. It's amazing. It goes back into the canyon like 7 miles. It's all mountain biker built and
Okay.
I run on it.
Yeah.
I've ran on it and I can't even fathom riding it.
Okay.
But we did take it and we rode farther than we had ever gone on it.
Yeah.
And we did really well.
Good.
But I know at a certain point, I'm like, no, that's way out of my range.
Gotcha.
Me and my bike.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you plan on hitting Usury at some point before the race and getting a lap or two in on the course?
That was the plan,
Okay.
but it's definitely not going to happen.
No?
But fortunately, and that's why, so one of the reasons I did switch to the 6 hour is
Yeah.
because I know the first loop will be in the light,
Yes.
which I think is going to be huge for me.
Okay.
So yeah, I had it all planned out, but I'm like looking at the calendar and I'm getting ready to leave again next week
Okay.
for 10 days.
Gotcha.
So when I get back, it's going to be, there's going to be maybe a week, 2 weeks before the race, possibly.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just, I wish it was possible, but
Yeah.
it's just not.
No, it's I mean, for you, it's clear across town. I mean, it's a commitment, right? For almost pretty much a good part of the day. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna have to drive all the way there. To drive there, you don't want to just do one lap and be done. You'll be done in, an hour. So maybe get a couple in, something like that, make it a good workout, but then you'd have to, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And
I
if
mean,
you don't,
you never
and
know, though. You never know.
Yeah.
I might be able to pull it off.
okay.
Ideally, yes.
Right.
Realistically, I don't know.
The good news, and if you aren't able to, is that it is a much easier course than what you're riding on right now. Super smooth, buttery trails. There's a couple of spots here and there where you do have a like, oh, this is a funky kind of turn with a with a rock, and you're kind of turning around. I can picture one with like you go tight around a swallow, kind of turning to the left, and you
Oh,
got like a rock in the roots that are right there. It's a couple of bumps, and it's definitely and it's a tight turn, so it's definitely something to keep in mind.
okay.
But like that's it. It's not like rock, 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 rock.
Yeah.
You're not going through a lot of stuff. The coming back part, have you run any of the courses out there? Like
Yes.
the Pass Mountain or
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I've done not Stunner. Wait, what's our other night race? Punisher.
Okay, Punisher.
Hmm.
Yep. So you're somewhat familiar with Meridian coming kind of back. You go out kind of east, and as you're looping back towards the start finish, Meridian is the trail that you're on coming back into the
Yes,
parking lot.
yes.
That's a little bit more rocky.
Okay, but no
Nothing,
cat peaks, right?
no cat peaks.
Okay,
We do not
that's
do, yeah,
thank God.
yeah.
Because I'm like that
Um,
will that I will be getting off every single time.
Nope. We keep it easy. We keep you on the low. We keep you on Meridian and Blevins.
Okay.
So it is a little bit rocky. That section, that part of the trail, that part of the park is rockier than the western side where we kind of do the start and finish. But it's not. It's just rocky. It's not technical rocky. It's just you're going to be bouncing
Okay.
around a little bit more. So again, not having a chance to ride it before is not going to be the death of you on the
Okay.
actual race day, since what you're doing is already hard enough. You're getting some of that stuff out of the way, and you'll be able to tackle what this throws at you.
Thank God.
Yeah, coming out. You'll have fun. It's a really, really fun course. It's a really fun thing. So you mentioned it already. You have decided to go all the way for the 6 hour.
Yes.
So remind me, were you signed up for the single or
I
the
was
three?
signed up for the
It
single.
was the single.
And then
you
I
reached out to me and said, I'm going to do 6 hours.
Yeah, so it's funny because it's been like a slow increase. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna do the single,
Yep.
and then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do the three because that's just less pressure.
Sure.
And then yeah, I was talking to my husband about it. Like we were just sitting around having beers on a Saturday night
Right.
outside, and we were discussing the whole race thing.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do the three, like because it's just the 10.5 milers are gonna just go out super fast,
Right.
and I don't know, it makes me nervous.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, the 3 hours are in between, like in the 6 hour people will go out first. And he was like, oh wait, there's a 6 hour? And I go, yeah. And he was like, well, why aren't you doing the 6 hour? And I'm like, great, challenge accepted. I'm doing the 6 hour now. But I also think it'll be fun,
It will.
like if I don't ride the whole 6 hours, then it's fine. Like there's no pressure to
Right.
ride the entire time. It's funny though, because I've had a lot of people questioning my seats, and they're
Okay.
like, you better get bike shorts with pads because like that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
They have not seen my bike seat. My bike seat is literally, it's giant. I actually wanted to take a picture to show it to you, and I
Yep.
forgot when I was leaving this morning, but it is giant. It's
Yep.
it's called the Easy Rider.
Okay.
Okay, I mean that's all
That
you need
should,
to
yeah,
know.
that should.
It's called the Easy
paint the
Rider.
picture.
It's like it's a cushion.
Okay.
And it's funny because I know long term, if I do keep that bike, I'll probably want to get a new seat because certain things, like if I want to go down a steep hill someday, I can't do that with the Easy Rider because you
Gotcha.
can't really get back over it because it's giant.
It's so- okay.
But for this, I'm sticking with the Easy Rider
Yeah.
because I don't need like padded shorts.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's literally
One piece
no
of
need.
equipment you don't need to buy if you
No.
already have the Easy Rider.
You don't. When you people might look at it and be like, "What the hell is that?" And
Right.
I'm like, "This is the Easy Rider."
Yep.
And when your butt is killing you and mine's not, you can come talk to me.
Right. And I love that you mentioned getting back over the seat because that's such a like 90s, 2000s era, early 2000s era, like technique for riding.
Isn't it? 'Cause, like we
Well,
were.
because the technology hadn't advanced so much with the shocks and stuff like that.
And the post
And the
going
posts
up and
going
down.
up
Okay,
and
so
down.
I don't
And most, yeah, I
have
mean,
that.
and so yeah, you don't exactly. So I was thinking when you said that, it just made me think of a couple of videos from like way back in the past on YouTube. But
Yes.
then myself in the 90s on my very first bike, which is totally rigid bike, no seat post droppers
Yeah.
didn't exist. And that was you go downhill, you get back behind the seat, almost like over the rear tire
Yeah.
to give yourself the right kind of balance. And so as soon as you said that, I just had that mental image,
Yes,
and I'm like,
I-
oh yes, old school technology.
I guess I should have like preceded with the reminder that my bike is from like 2007.
Yeah.
So there was nothing
No
fancy
fancy.
with the
No,
post.
no seat dropper post and a really big seat.
Yes.
Easy rider. I love
Yeah.
it. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. It's no, my bike. I actually am gonna get it tuned up.
Okay.
When I get back from my next trip, I'm gonna ride it up. We have a bike shop now in our neighborhood, so I'm just
Cool.
gonna ride it up there and drop it off
Nice.
and have them make it all shiny
Yeah.
and new for me. And they'll probably snicker at my seat, but I don't care.
It's all right. It's all for fun. And when that true love hits and you're ready to buy a new bike,
Yes.
then you can bet the bells and the whistles and all
Yeah,
that stuff or
in the
something.
smaller seat.
Right, it's small.
And I'll, and,
And
I'll,
some
and I
shorts.
will get bike
And some
shorts
shorts.
with pads.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Awesome. Yeah, so back to the 6 hour too. I think it's a fantastic idea because the one lap isn't going to give you a whole lot of experience. You're going to get the 10 miles out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. You're going to have a great time. Like you said, those who are truly racing, at the top, they're going to be done in 30 to 40 minutes on this course because it's such a fast course.
Yeah.
You'll have the opportunity to do the lap, but then you'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
And you've done all this, prep work for weeks and weeks and months at this point, and then, just be done after, an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. Given the opportunity to do the 6 hour, like you said, that's the good thing about a fixed time. You can take a 10-minute, 15, 20-minute, 30-minute break in between every lap if you feel like it. You have 6 hours to go out and do another lap.
Yeah.
And so if you do 1 lap, 2 laps, maybe 3 laps, whatever it is, it's just giving you another opportunity to go around in the circle, right? And to finish the whole thing. But you can stop, you can eat, you can have a drink, you can sit down on a comfier seat, that kind of thing. So I think that was a good idea, good choice by your husband to
I know.
to throw out the challenge.
I did not expect that, honestly.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you going to stay there for 6 hours? He's like, no, I'll probably go somewhere and come back. I'm like, okay, good. Because it's going to be, I would love to stay out there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Taking my time, not
Yeah.
like riding the bike the entire time.
That's the thing. You
there's
come
no
in,
way.
rest for a minute. We can do some of these. We can actually record. Every
Yeah.
time you come in, we'll do like a quick little 5-minute. How was it? What was this lap like? It's your first one in the dark. What was that like? We can do some fun stuff like that.
It's going to
with
be
you.
fun.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to it.
'Cause I
And that
know-
reminds me, I do need a bike light still.
Ah, okay.
Those are things that I have not even,
Yeah.
I thought about it and then I forget about it. And I'm like, oh, shoot, like that's something I need to do. But I did have a great conversation recently with Unicycle Ken
Yeah.
about bike lights.
Okay.
And he informed me that there's no like equipment needed to put one on or whatever. Like everything threads through or
Oh,
something.
okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
it's easy.
Yeah, and I guess probably depending. I don't know every brand out there, so obviously everyone's got a different mounting technique. Outbound's is a friend of Aravaipa.
Oh, okay.
And they have really fancy, I should say not fancy, like easy mounting instructions and mounting clamps and stuff like that. Everything comes in the pack for you.
That's fantastic.
The bike the light just clips onto this little mount that goes literally over your bar.
Oh, nice.
If you get the second one, if you get the one for the helmet, it literally is the same. They say, because I don't know if you can say it, we can say it. It's a GoPro mount.
Oh, okay.
So it's funny, and in all of their literature, they just say like action camera because I don't think they want to use the GoPro
Gotcha.
like word and restriction. But it's the same clip. So they have the same clip for their light, and then it's the same clip that you would use if you had a GoPro that you put on your helmet as well,
Okay.
and it snaps right in. So it's very universal in that sense. Like most people have one or both of the types of clamps already, and
Oh,
their
okay.
things slip right onto it.
And so,
And they're really good, super bright. I mean, it'll turn darkness into light
Oh,
in front of you.
wow.
It's really, really cool.
so do you recommend both helmet and bike?
I
light?
do.
Okay.
Now, because you're new, and who knows, maybe in a month you're done. The love hasn't really, set in with you,
Oh,
and you
it's
don't
go-
want to.
It's gonna
It's
stay.
going to.
Can I move those things to a different bike?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Transferable to anything, any ride that you have. In that case, yes, I would suggest both. Either do 2 side by side, but I like the helmet and the handlebar because you're moving your helmet.
Yeah.
So as you're looking around a corner, as you're approaching a corner, you're actually getting some light that is going ahead of you in that direction while you still have this one, kind of still facing ahead.
Yeah.
And then it sort of matches in. Plus, because of the height difference and it's aimed down and you've got your handlebar that's straight ahead, it helps diffuse the shadows.
Oh, okay.
So if you just had the one on the handlebar blaring straight ahead, it's going to create shadows where like there's a rock or there's a little bush or other types of features out there. This then cuts through those shadows and helps level it out so you can kind of see better what you're approaching.
Okay, that's good
So
to know.
I definitely would recommend if you're going to do a lot of night riding.
I'm going
it's
to need all the
definitely-
help I can get out there,
Right,
so I'm going
right.
for both.
Yeah, yeah. They're very good. I can send you Tom's information. He can maybe
Yes.
hook you up with something.
Oh, that'd be great.
I just said that on this. I don't know if that's a good idea, but who knows? But maybe he won't watch the podcast and know that I've actually put his name out there.
Don't watch this.
But yeah, they have really good lighting systems, and they actually just sent us a whole bunch of
Wow.
giveaways. We're
Oh,
doing giveaways actually for I'll plug him now, I guess, since it's going into it. Outbound Lighting, we will be giving away to either the DFL or maybe DFM middle. It'll be kind of just a random drawing for the remainder of the Insomniac series.
oh,
So
nice.
basically, we'll pick someone who's not on the podium.
Uh,
Sorry guys, podium people get enough accolades. So this is going to be coming somebody in the mid pack or the back of the pack, and
That's
they'll get a brand
amazing.
new nightlight
Oh,
for their
that's so
not nightlight,
cool.
bike light
Yeah,
for
yeah.
their, for their home, so they can get out in the hallway and
Plug it into the wall.
plug it
It
into
has a
the
little
wall.
lampshade on it.
Yeah,
Oh, it has a bike.
it has the right. It's a bike. It's a bike. So yeah, so we'll be doing that. We'll be having those at the last three races that
Oh,
are
that's
coming
so
up. So
cool.
that's very
Okay, I
cool.
need to
Very
talk
cool of
about
them.
that
Yeah,
on
very
social.
very cool
So,
of them. I just got the package probably last week in the mail. So
oh, that's
yeah,
amazing. All right, we need to
yep,
talk about that.
for sure, for sure. So we're talking 6 hour. You got some friends who are definitely going to do it. I think last
They're
time we
supposed to
talked,
be. Yeah.
they were either not non-existent or very like 0.1% chance that they might. But our mutual friend Nicole,
Yes.
and then I haven't met Andy, but I think she might even be doing it too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you got a
Andy
couple
is
people.
also, I've been on her about it.
Okay.
She's very nervous.
Really?
She did prickly pedal 2 times ago
Okay.
and got a flat tire.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, someone might remember this, but she got a flat tire like a couple of miles into it
Okay.
and tried to fix it, and it was like nothing was working, and it
Yep.
ended up just kind of being not a great experience for her.
Sure.
So I would like her to get out and do it
Yeah.
and
Yep.
just have a better experience.
Right.
So I'm still gonna ride both of them, no
Okay.
pun intended.
Yep.
Nicole, I think, will definitely be there.
Okay.
Andy's still up in the air.
Up in the air.
But we've been doing this whole thing together. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be right if she wouldn't
It
come.
would be very cool. I think
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely be. And even if they both sign up for the 6 hour and just do a lap, just to be out there with you for one lap, or maybe they join you for one and then the last one, whoever. If they're not up for doing a full 6 hours or most of a 6 hour, just to be out there
Yeah.
and to help you, right? To be
Yeah.
out
Oh,
there
it'd be so
in
much
spirit
fun.
and stuff like that. It'd be fun. I think remember her story from Prickly Pedal because I was the one that she called
Yes.
or got in touch with eventually when she couldn't get it fixed, and we sent a truck out to pick her up
Yep.
at the park, basically where we start.
Yep.
We were all had already migrated all the way to Lake Pleasant
Yes.
and had to send someone back because that's just what happens. I mean, sometimes you just have a bad day and the wrong things happen, and if you're not I don't remember the full situation, but a flat tire, if she wasn't able to fix it, then
Yeah.
you gotta get out somehow, and you can't walk it 34 miles to the finish.
Oh
So
my gosh. Yeah,
we sent someone to get
I
her.
was at Coldwater,
Okay.
and she was texting me
Gotcha.
asking who she needed to get in contact with.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Well, again, Stunner, the course at Usury is much smoother. Not a lot of pointy rocks. That first half of Prickly Pedal is so pointy and jagged rocks,
Oh,
and it's a
God.
big. I've slashed tires out there before too. It's just really easy to take out the sidewall of the tire or pop it from the front. So less of a chance. Not to say there's never a chance, because there's also plenty of cacti and other spines
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So there's certainly always a chance, but certainly it's a better course in that sense of like not a whole lot of structural damage to the bike should
Yeah.
happen if in a normal ride.
And weirdly, knock on wood, I have not had a flat tire yet. And
Okay.
I don't know how.
Are you
or-
running them
or
tubeless
why.
yet? Or are you still using tubes?
No, there's tubes.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I am shocked because
Yeah.
there's sometimes I'm like, that's got to be I haven't gotten one.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Lucky, I guess.
I know. So
Um,
hopefully
it
the
is-
luck continues.
It certainly is probably one of the biggest, not danger, but the biggest occurrence that's going to happen here, like in Arizona, southern Arizona area, because of the rocks and the spines. There's
Mhm.
cactus spines all over those cholla. They're all over the trail. And if somebody has a really bad day and like hits some of that stuff, and how it gets knocked in, and you have all those little
Yes.
teddy bears. You can have days when it's like, oh, it's not rocks you're navigating. It's like trying to get through
Yeah.
a spiny field. It's really easy. It's really easy to get them, stuck into the rubber. And then, of course, what we do is we think first thing you want to do is pop them out, and that's what releases the air, because
Yeah.
you were plugging the hole that
Right.
they created, but you don't want it to be there for too long. I would recommend, if you're going to bring the bike to a shop beforehand to do kind of a once over before the race. talk about tubeless.
Hmm.
I don't know. Again, your bike's a little bit older, so I don't know what you're running with wheels and
Yeah,
tires and
it
stuff like
does
that.
have
They
new.
should be able to do it though.
I know the tires. It has had one tune up,
Okay.
and when it went in, new tires were put on it,
Okay.
and I feel like Andy's husband was like, "These are tubes."
Hmm.
Um, I don't know how. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's like that green, the slime or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in there. Like I
They
have
can
no clue.
they can do. There are some devices that can inject the goop into a tube as well and kind of reinforce that tube. And that's essentially what a tubeless setup is doing. That is
Oh,
that
okay.
they seal it. Remove the tube. You seal the tire to the wheel,
Hmm.
and then you use a bit of that stands or whatever brand that you're using, and that provides a seal on the inside. And it basically stays mostly liquid unless you keep it in there for like way way long time. It'll eventually solidify, but it becomes kind of a thick viscous liquid
Hmm.
that as you're rolling, it's spinning around and spreading out, centrifugal
Yeah,
force kind of thing, and it provides an instant seal to any
it's
any
amazing.
any minor to moderate poke.
Hmm.
As soon as you pull it out, it basically like seals itself.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing that I think the people of the desert Southwest who ride
Oh
were
my
definitely
gosh.
happy when that came around, because tubes, although I think would probably be easier, and maybe in your case it might be as a beginner, might be easier to if you had a flat with a tube, it's easy to take the tube off, put a new tube on, put the tire back on, fill it up and go.
Uh-huh.
Much more difficult if you're again new and just haven't had the experience
Oh
of
yeah,
doing
I
it,
have no
to like,
idea.
oh, I did get such a big slash in the tubeless tire.
Uh-huh.
What do I do from there?
Oh
So
gosh.
maybe, I don't know, again, maybe talk it over with
Yeah,
the bike
I
shop.
mean,
I'm certainly not an expert in mechanics. I think I've said that a dozen times on the on the show. So maybe they would be the better sounding board for
yeah.
a setup for you.
And these are
Um,
things I haven't even
Thought of.
touched on that. I'm like, if I get a flat tire, I'm
Right,
just done.
right. Well, I mean, the worst case is you just walk it in,
Yeah.
and then we can fix it at the start finish, which is a lot easier because we'll have all the tools and the
Oh,
bit stands
okay.
and stuff there. Plus, it'll be like, you're taking that break, right? You're not
Yeah.
going to do the 6 hours. Like you said, you're not going to do 6 hours over and over and over again. You'll take a little break. So that can be your break. We can get somebody on it to fix it and then get you back out
Oh, okay.
for the ride. In fact, we'll have Savage Bike Shop. I'll plug them too.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
plug away show. Savage is bringing out they've been bringing out their mobile van. So we can roll it right over there
Oh,
and
that's
have them take care
amazing.
of it for you and then get you back out. That's the whole point of them being there.
Okay.
But it's such a flat, smooth course. I really don't expect that kind of thing to happen.
Okay.
I think this is probably one of the courses that's one of our most easy, most basic kind of riding.
That's why I picked
And
it.
I know. And I don't recall in any years past of races or just riding out there of like major mechanical things happening because of the course, because of
Okay.
the environment, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Sometimes you just have a bad day, but that's totally different. So
Yeah.
I think no matter what setup you end up going with, you should be okay. The very rare chance that you should actually have a tire problem. We'll just leave it at that one.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Fingers crossed.
Right. Fingers crossed. So Nicole and Andy, good chance, but maybe I guess maybe still on the fence for Andy, like you were
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep bugging her.
Gotcha.
She will give in to peer pressure
I
at
think
some
so. I
point.
think it'll be fun. So you just reminded us the fun part. This is all for fun. This is, it's
Mhm.
not, you guys aren't becoming hardcore mountain bikers just yet.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit more time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you can get competitive, but come out and have some fun and just enjoy the night, because we do have fun out there.
Oh yeah. I am actually so excited. I can't wait. Like
Very
I
cool.
was really scared about it. And then now I've just gotten to a point where I'm just excited and I
Yeah.
can't wait to do it.
Very cool. So before we wrap it up, we're doing a contest.
Yes.
You're doing a contest, which ends tomorrow.
It does.
So anybody who's watching this or listening will actually it'll be over with by the time. So
I
maybe
know.
it's
I
but
wish
we
I
but
could push it.
yeah.
I could push it until, whenever, if we want to release this.
If we release
Yeah.
this next week, right? That would be the next Friday would be the cadence. Could we? I mean, we could always do it a little earlier. We could do say like Monday. And then that way we can maybe extend it to Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you make the call.
I
It's
can
your
extend
thing.
it for
Okay.
sure.
Do you want to make a call right now as to like what day and date?
Yeah, let's do next Wednesday. So that would be the 18th?
18th?
July
Yeah.
or June 18th.
June 18th.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
extend
everyone-
it to June 18th.
For
Wednesday.
everyone watching and or listening, the contest will go to June 18th, Wednesday. Tell us about what you
Yeah.
have to do.
So it's actually it's really funny. So my idea was we're giving away a free race bib,
Yep.
and it could be for Stunner or the rest of the. There's two more races
Yep.
in the series this summer for any distance or
Okay.
time, and my eligibility rule was to in comments to drop either. And it was funny because at first I thought, oh, an emoji, like whatever emoji that the community thinks will resemble me the most
Okay.
on race day at
Gotcha.
Stunner.
Okay.
So I'm like, then I started thinking there's only so many throwing up faces and
Right.
poop faces and skull and crossbones that people can use.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh,
The
GIF.
green one, the green throwing
Yeah,
up
the green
one.
throw up. So I was like, oh, GIF or an emoji.
Okay.
So basically, anyone needs to do to enter to win this bib is to put whatever emoji or GIF that
Yep.
they think is going to resemble me most on race day when I'm doing Stunner 6 hour.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just put it in the comments,
Okay.
and then I'm actually picking the funniest one. I'm picking to win.
Very cool.
Normally it's random, but this
Yep.
time I was like, I just want people to get totally savage.
Yeah.
And I have it, like savage, unhinged, whatever you want to put in there. I
Okay.
don't care. Whatever the funniest one.
Thick skin. You can
Yeah.
take it.
Oh, I can take it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Bring it on.
So to clarify, you already dropped a post asking about this, like getting this going.
Yeah.
Will you like reboost the post to the front, or will you drop
I
a second one for anyone who's seeing this now for the
Ooh.
last few days? How will we get
Gosh, well,
new people, or do they have to go find it? We can
I
just
can
tell them
run
to
it
go
in
find it.
stories, but I could probably do another one because I would like to do another reel before I leave next Thursday.
Okay.
So I could plan to do another reel and just reboost it, and then I can choose from
the two.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also they are on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So either Facebook or Instagram, like I'll be looking at all of the
Okay.
all the comments. But it's
Awesome.
been really funny so far. I've gotten some really, really funny ones, and I want to see more. It's
Awesome.
hilarious.
So we'll have them so they can go back and look. When was the last
Yeah,
one done?
it
A
was,
couple of days ago?
yesterday.
Yesterday. So yesterday was the 11th.
Yes.
So June 11th was the first one was
Mhm.
dropped. You can go back and look on Facebook and Instagram, and maybe if you want to post on the new one, if you're new and watching this now, you can post on the new one, but you can go back and look and see like
Yeah.
what's the competition look like? What do I
Yes.
need to, I don't want to put the same one that, that Joey put down or that, whatever.
Yeah.
So you can look at everybody else's and, find the new one to do. But then you'll post one Monday.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
drop
thinking
this
Monday.
Monday and you'll do a reel on Monday. How
Yeah,
about
I'll do
that?
a reel on Monday, and
then
then
you'll
we'll
pick on
choose the winner
Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
All right. So if you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday, you've got 24 to 48 hours to be savage AF.
Yeah.
Come at Jen. She wants to hear it.
Bring it on.
And then just again to say, you'll win a bib into any of the races. So Stunner, Vertigo, or Hangover. So it's July, August, and September races, the night races, any distance you want.
Yeah.
So you'll reach out. Jen will pick you, and we'll get you a code to sign up.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Jen, what else can we talk about? What else have we missed in your update? What's new between last time and this time?
I mean, not a whole lot. It's just so funny. I feel like every summer I have some other challenge, and this summer has definitely been. And I mean, I'm not going to complain. Like traveling, we have an unusually like busy travel schedule.
Okay.
So my last reel before the one I did yesterday, I was asking the community about like Pelotons and bikes and gyms.
Yeah.
Because my last trip, I was planning to, keep my workouts going as much as I could. Unfortunately, I ended up going to the gym once and going on a 2-mile hike the entire time. It wasn't something, it was tough.
Yeah.
We were in Africa, and it's like, do I want to work out right now, or do I want to watch the sunset on the Zambezi River? It's like,
right.
I'm never going to go to Africa again. Like that was my last time there. So the experience there definitely took precedence to training.
Understood.
Which is a bummer. My next travel, I will not be on. I'll be exercising, but I won't be on a bike at all.
Okay.
So, and then also I've been sick for over a month.
Right.
So I feel like it's just it's kind of one thing after another, but I don't know. Every time I get on the bike, I feel pretty fit still.
Yep.
But I do need to get some 2-3 hour rides in. That's I think my biggest thing between now and Stunner is getting a few 2-3 hour bikes in.
Yeah. Yep. I would
before
agree.
that.
Get some distance, some time in the seat. Doesn't have to be technical. I mean, it could be road even, like
Yeah.
I think just like the experience of like having your legs moving for that amount of time is definitely going to be beneficial for the 6 hour endeavor.
Yeah. And then the eating. I need to work on the eating. Like that's something I have not even dove into yet.
Gotcha. Well, that time is running out.
Yeah, and it's
That's
running
a
out.
bigger one even than
And
the conditioning, I think,
yeah.
because nutrition can
Oh
make or
my
break
gosh.
the first lap if you do it wrong.
Yeah. And I've had some
Um,
snacks,
yeah.
out on my rides, but
Okay.
and some salt stick, but that's about it.
Yep.
Nothing major. Like I need like real food and I need to
Yeah.
figure out how to work that in. So on my, I'll ride next week
Hmm.
and then a couple times before the race. And those need to be like the one before the last one needs to be a long one. And I need to like eat
Yeah.
some real food and see how that goes.
Yep.
But yeah, that's one thing that even in ultra running, like that's why I am terrible at ultra running,
Okay.
is because I'm terrible at eating during long distances.
Yeah.
It's not, I've practiced and it's not something I've ever nailed down.
Right.
And I never will nail it down.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. There's so much, and from my side, my perspective, there's so much little nuances to
Mm-hmm.
nutrition and hydration too, and something new coming out every day,
Yeah.
or something that you just read about. It came out 10 years ago. You just never heard this particular, facet of it. So it's like, oh, I got to be doing this. I should have been doing this.
Yeah.
So from one multi-sport guy to a newly multi-sport gal, I'll tell you that for me, when I'm biking, I can consume more solid foods,
Mm-hmm.
more readily, more easily. So when I'm running, if I stop by the aid station and I grab like the peanut butter sandwich, I'm probably going to walk with it for a quarter mile while I'm eating it, or
Uh-huh.
that kind of thing, and then give it a second to like settle, because it's a little bit more solid than a gel or goo, any kind of like smaller, just a smaller thing. It's a half sandwich that we provide at the aid stations.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm on the bike, I can ride and eat that thing the whole day, and I'm not getting, my stomach's not turning over. I'm not, because your
Oh,
body generally isn't moving. Like when you're running, your
true.
body's getting jarred. Your stomach is, all over the place as you make all these steps. You're pretty much in the seat. It's your legs doing all the movement.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think, again, not an expert, not a
Yeah.
doctor, not a, nothing. But my guess is that that's why I don't have, because if I eat a sandwich or I eat something bigger or a lot, maybe it's just I'm big into a marathon, ultra marathon, deep into an ultra marathon, and I decide, okay, I really need to eat. I haven't eaten, so I'm like, here's the peanut butter sandwich, I have the banana, I have some
Mm-hmm.
dates, I have some chips, I have a whole bunch of stuff. Then I can't run for a
Yeah.
half a mile, maybe even longer. On the bike, it's not like that. I can eat all of that stuff and then keep going,
Do
and
you
it's
stop and eat and then go? Or like,
so
do you eat while you're riding?
a
That's
little bit of both. A
okay.
little bit of both. So I'll eat something, like as I'm like picking through the aid station, I'll throw some stuff in my mouth, so I'm chewing and getting some of it in. But some of it I'll just throw into my pocket too, or in
Uh-huh.
the back pocket on the shirt, and I can keep it. And maybe I'm not eating it immediately, but I have it for like the next 20 miles until the next aid station or until the finish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to shove it all in at once,
Yeah.
but I have it for myself, and I can maybe space it out a little bit. Again, I still get nervous, even though I know it doesn't seem to bother me on the bike.
Yeah.
I still get nervous that one day it will, and I'll have to like pull over and just sit on the side for a minute. But yeah, on biking, I tend to be able to eat more,
Mm-hmm.
eat more at a time, without that stomach upset or just that general kind of like, oh, I've got to burp.
Yeah.
I gotta let that. I got a cramp coming in, something like that. Where yeah, when you do it on the run, then it's like, okay, I know I'm walking for a
Yeah.
mile to let this settle before I can actually start taking a
Okay,
few
that's
extra
good to
steps. So
know.
that's something that I can hopefully, again,
Yeah.
we're all different, right? So what works for me may not work
Because
for
I
you.
feel solid foods like at the end of my ultra running days.
Hmm.
So I did figure that solid foods were best for me.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
But I was, no matter what I did, I got sick every single time.
Right.
No matter what. It's
Yeah.
just part of my digestion. My stomach is
Yeah.
just not, I have a terrible stomach.
Gotcha.
So, but I do plan on I want, like when I come in for a loop, like I want to eat real food.
Mhm.
When I come in for a next loop, I want to eat real food. Like
Yep.
I need to eat real food.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like staying hydrated is going to be the hardest, and
Really?
it's the balance of electrolytes for me. I feel like sometimes I overdo it,
Just in
and
general,
that
generally
makes me
speaking,
sick.
for all of yeah.
So that part, I think I just need to make sure and like I did a reel a while ago when we were talking about riding in the heat. And
Yeah.
a lot of people were just saying, just make sure you start drinking water like 2 days before, like overdo it like 2 days before you
Just like
start.
running, just
Yeah.
like running before a race, right? They say
Yeah.
hydrate for 2 or 3 days heavily beforehand. Yeah, I would say, again, my experience only, not an expert. If if you're going to wear a vest,
Yes.
bladder, it's super easy because you take one hand off, you put the hose in your mouth and you can hold it there for a minute and drink
Mm-hmm.
and drink and still be riding. Whereas again, when you're running, sometimes it's harder because you're bouncing around and
Yeah.
it makes it a little difficult. If you're using bottles at all, again, those are a little bit easier to a little bit harder because you are holding, now you're down to one hand, and again you're kind
Right.
of a little bit newer, so you might be a little more
Yeah.
nervous one-handed. But if you find that stretch, like for Stunner, we've got that whole stretch on the levee,
Yes.
nice
Yeah.
straight flat. That's the perfect time to like grab a bottle or grab something out of your pocket to eat, because you've got a long straight, no frills
Yeah.
stretch where one-handed probably won't be so nerve-wracking to be
Mm-hmm.
riding, and you can slow down a little bit if you need to get the actions that you're doing accomplished. But yeah, you start doing it when you're curving or going up, then you
Gosh,
don't,
yeah.
again, as a newbie, it might be a little bit more difficult. But back to just the general, I find it a lot easier
Yeah. Okay.
to take a whole bunch of sips. Whereas again, if I'm running, it's going to be sip, sip, sip. And when I'm biking, I can take like a bigger gulp, and I
Yeah.
don't feel that like rolling around in my stomach feeling afterwards, because I think, again, my body's not moving and it's not sloshing around so
Right.
much. So it's a little bit easier to have that, make sure you're getting in enough liquid. And I think, same with ultra running, in the sense you're going to want to do it regularly. And with the Stunner, I think that's actually perfect with that levee section because it's kind of halfway through. So it's a
Yeah.
good way to stop, not stop, but pause to get the hydration, grab a bite to eat of something that you just have in your pocket that you can snack on. But then use that aid station when you get to the start finish.
Yeah.
That's where you drink a bunch, eat a bunch, rest a bunch. We do a little recording, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And then when you're ready, go back out for your next lap.
And then hit the levee. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's perfect because I do forget. Like I
Yeah.
also forget to eat and drink.
Yes.
So it's like levee aid station, levee aid
Yeah.
station. Like I think that's the perfect reminder.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll
Yep.
sink in, and I won't be like so freaked out that I
Right.
forget. I don't think I'll forget. I think that's going to be considering I haven't been able to train as much as I wanted to. Like
Yeah.
staying up on my calories is going to be like the game changer,
For
really,
sure.
to keep me going.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's important. I gotta
It is.
remember.
It is.
Maybe set a little timer.
People do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy I was training with just recently for a ride across Arizona, he had a timer that went off every 20 minutes or 30 minutes. That was just like I've got to drink. Oh,
Yeah.
I've got to eat. So yeah, maybe that's the way to do it too, because it's whatever works, right?
Yeah,
Whatever works.
totally.
And again, this is a relatively easy course. If you forget, 10 miles after your start, you're at the finish line again. Our legendary aid stations will be open for you.
Yeah.
Patty will be there, I'm sure, or Hannah, one of the two, and they'll have all those good things for you to fill up. So, do you
Awesome.
plan on bringing anything of your own, like your own favorites, or are you just going to kind of go off the aid station and
I'll
what's
probably food wise go off the aid station. As far as I don't know, I'll probably bring like my own like ice and water, just because if I don't want to be like an ice and water hog, and
Yeah.
because I need to keep my body wet.
Yep.
And then probably some beer too, like my favorite beers, and then maybe
Not unheard of in
couple
the
these guys.
there you go. The Oso Beer Garden will be open
Yeah.
all night long, so that'll be good for you too.
Yeah.
Little B vitamins, I think, is in the
Yeah,
carbs,
carbs.
some
Yeah,
carbs. And it's not a bad thing, not unheard of in mountain biking or ultra
It'll
running.
make it more interesting when I
That's
come
for
in to
sure.
record on those loops.
The questions will get tougher, by the way.
Oh my god! Oh gosh!
All right. What else? Anything else to say, or has this been have we gotten to the good juicy stuff
Yeah,
for?
I think we have.
Okay.
I am just so excited though.
Yeah.
I cannot wait, and I'll be I'm turning 50 on the 27th of this month,
Okay.
so I will be
Joining
the
the club.
big 50
You're
when
joining
I
the
do.
club.
This will be my
Yep.
first race as
Very
a
nice.
50-year-old.
Very cool.
So I really want to like start it off with a bang.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
I think that we can accomplish that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like it so far.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming back in and telling us about your journey.
Thanks for having me.
We are definitely looking forward to Stunner and getting you out there and seeing how you do and seeing how everybody everybody coming out does. We may or may not try to squeeze another one of these in maybe before.
we
We'll
could.
see. You
Yeah.
can try. I know your schedule is going to be a little bit tough for the next month, but we can see. If not, we'll definitely do some fun stuff there.
Oh yeah,
And that
for
way
sure.
we can do a retrospective kind of recording
Yeah,
afterwards.
I
And we'll
plan
definitely
on,
do
like-
like a follow-up, right?
Yeah.
We have to do a follow-up
We
for
will.
sure.
And I
to
do
see
kind
how
of
it
plan
goes.
on. I do plan on like kind of. I did that a lot when I was I was kind of doing vlog style
Yeah.
stories
Yeah.
a few years back when I was training for Mogollon.
Yes.
And it was so much fun, and it really did, like, it motivated me, like, while I was doing them. So we'll do a lot of fun stuff,
Awesome.
stunner and like pop leading up to it and whatnot. So
Sounds good. We'll have some more stuff for all of you guys. Whether we do or are unable to record, let's follow Jen. Follow her adventure. She'll do some more reels, probably a couple smaller posts here and there. Just
yeah.
'cause we got a month to get plenty of time to throw some stuff up there. So follow Jen. Follow her adventure to her very first mountain bike race, her very first race as a 50-year-old. And yeah, come out to Stunner at Usury next month. It's going to be a blast. If you haven't signed up, it is a very easy one for a beginner or for an advanced if you want to get out there and go super, super fast. It's definitely a fun one because of the landscape at night. Those Choya, the Choya, and some of those, the first portion is fantastic at night. We'll have Jesse and his photographers out there getting all your great pictures to your action shots. So yeah, come on out, check us out, check Jen out, follow her, and we'll see you next time.
Yay,
Thanks for coming back.
Wait, thank you.
All right. Thanks everyone for checking in. Good to see you all, and we'll see you next time. We here at Aravaipa Rides would like to thank our partners and sponsors. First up and coming back for the 2025 race season, our charity beer garden sponsor, Oso Brewery and Distillery. Oso crafts delicious beers at locations around the valley. There's always a brewery near you. If you live in the South Mountain area, Emigos Bike Shop is the shop for you. This year, Emigos is partnering with Aravaipa Rides, so all of you racers can bring your bike in for a pre-race tune-up or a post-race workup and get preferential scheduling to get you back out and riding quickly. You can also save 10% on all merchandise and supplies from the retail store as well. Savage Bike Shop in Surprise, Arizona will be rolling out its mobile mechanic van to all of the Aravaipa Rides races in 2025. Call them ahead of time to schedule a quick pre-race check-in at the race venue, or in case of mishap on the trail during your race, they'll help you get your bike going again so you can finish strong. Please help us to thank our partners and sponsors by visiting them when you can.